guys, Harry here from the Art Gear Guide. Thanks very much for joining me today. Well, if you've been following me on Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, and you've seen my previous video, which was the Koh-i-Noor brown line polycolour pencils, you will know that I've been having monumental issues with my camcorder audio. I done this video a while ago because it's for the new issue of Coloured Pencil magazine. The written review is in the magazine, and so the video, I just didn't want to take a chance with it with the audio, and so I'm doing it again. So here we go, and hopefully the audio is much better, and all I can do is keep my fingers crossed and hope for the best that I've got the settings all sorted out. So as you can see here, I've got a review of the Staedtler Ergosoft coloured pencils. Now, out of all the reviews I've ever done, when I'm talking about written reviews and stuff like that, I would have to say that this review has been the hardest. And I think actually it's been the hardest because it's got the least amount of information to give out, and so I don't know, I just felt like that I was missing something every time I was writing the review out and stuff like that. I felt that it was missing information. I felt that it wasn't covering the pencil as well as it should have been doing and stuff like that. But the bottom line is, this is not a fine art coloured pencil. Okay, so if you watch these reviews and you're looking for a pencil to do commissions with and that type of thing, I don't think this review is going to be for you. But having said that, I still think that they are a really good pencil, and I think that they're really actually quite important, and I'll explain why I think they're so important in a second. Now, we'll quickly go through the name. I mean, like, Staedtler is a big name. I mean, I'm sure all of you that have been to school and stuff like that there have used Staedtler graphite pencils. You know, the ones with the black and red stripes down the side and the yellow and black stripes down the side, that type of thing. So they're a big name within stationery and stuff like that. They've brought out colour pencils. They have two other sets. There's a Noir and a Club set as well, and I think they also have a watercolour set. Now, my only issue with this set is with the Ergosoft, they have a set of 12 and a set of 24, and that is it. Now, I could have swore a while ago I seen a set of 36, but I can't find them anywhere. So I'm guessing that was a mistake. I didn't see them. Maybe because I think the watercolor pencils that they have them in a set of 36. So I for now, as far as I'm concerned, this is the biggest set that they have in the Ergosoft line. Now, the reason why I say that they're so important is this. At Christmas time and things like that, I don't know whether you guys have been guilty of this, but I have, where you give your kids, you know, those big massive sets of colour pencils, and they have colour pencils and pastels and oil pastels and felt tips and stuff like that, and they cost about £10 or £15, but you get about 200 different items in them and stuff like that. Well, we've given those to our kids for Christmas over the years as just like stocking fillers. But in my opinion, it's those types of things, it's those types of sets that actually put children off getting further in the art. Because when you give those sets to kids and they try to get some sort of, you know, colour out of it, they try to colour something in or draw something with it, they just can't get any pigment, they can't get anything out of the actual tools that they're using, and so that they give up, kids give up quite quickly if they can't see results. Well, this is where these types of pencils come in, and in particular the Staedtler Ergosoft. I think it's very important, so important actually, that when we give our kids, our young kids, coloured pencils and any art materials of any kind, that we're giving them not necessarily the best quality art supplies that are out there, but certainly of a quality where the child is not going to have to battle for 10 or 15 minutes to get some colour onto the paper that they're drawing on. I think it's so important because I think so many children are bypassing art and stuff like that, just not interested in it, because from a young age, when they've been given those colouring books where you get the free pencils or the free felt tip pens and stuff like that, the felt tip pens that run out within seconds, and the colour pencils that have no pigment in it, kids at that point just go, you know what, this is useless, I'm not interested in this, I've got better things to be doing with my time. And that's where I think these pencils come in. So the first thing that we look at here is the case. So it's made of like a rigid plastic. You can hear it there. And if you watch me opening this, so when you open it, you peel this back, push that forward, the back of it clips in place just like that, and then your pencils are set like that. So it's easily accessible for kids to use these pencils. So if you're sat on a desk full of kids and stuff like that there, you can set a couple of these out and they have easy access to them. Now, I'm going to be referring to these pencils as pencils for kids, but they're not obviously just for kids. And I'll explain that in a second. I think that there are other areas where adults can use them and get really good use out of them. But like I said, they're not the type of, there's no light fast ratings or anything like that with them. So there's nothing for that in terms of if you're doing a commission. I will dare say, if you put a set of these into the hands of someone like Lisa from Lockery Fine Art or Cialdini or any of those really good colour pencil artists, they would be able to create something wonderful, I'm sure, but not something that they could sell because of light fast issues and all the rest of it. So I think this is a fantastic thing that they have with the case. Okay, so now we look at the pencil itself, and this is where obviously these pencils are aimed at children, and I'll explain that right now. The pencil itself is like a triangular shape, so you can see there it's triangular. It has along the barrel, on one side, made in Germany, it's a German brand, then Staedtler, and then Ergosoft, which is the brand of pencil it is. Then on the other side there's a little bit of barcode information, that type of thing. And then on one side there is a slot here where you can put your child's name. Now, ordinarily on most pencils you couldn't do that because of the wood and the lacquer and stuff like that. But these pencils have like it's like a rubber lacquer that's been sprayed on it. And so if you wanted to write on like your child's name on these pencils, it's going to stay, it's not going to rub off or anything like that because of the material that has been used. But the material that they've used for this isn't just so that you can keep your kid's name on it. It has like this, the whole shaft of this barrel has like a rubbery feel to it, which brings me on to the next really cool feature about this pencil, and you might already be able to notice it. As you can see here, right between the core and the wood, there's like a white line. Now that white line is like a plastic resin, and Staedtler call it their ABS, which is anti-braking system. You can see the sticker just there, ABS. And basically what it means is when you drop your pencils or anything like that, we all know that they shatter, the core shatters inside, and then that's it. When you're sharpening them, it just keeps breaking and stuff like that. Again, another thing that's going to put a child off whenever they are using art supplies and things like that. They're not going to want to sit there and sharpen a pencil for the duration of their project. What this white resin does is it protects the core. It's like a cushion between the wood and the core and protects it, and it really does work. These were one of the first pencils I bought whenever I started getting into colour pencil art, and I had no idea how to look after pencils properly back then. You know, they were just used the way I would use any ordinary pencil. They would fall off the table, that type of thing, and drop out of pencil cases and all the rest of it, and they never ever broke. The core never ever shattered, and obviously this is why, and I know that now. So that's a really, really cool feature of the pencil, and another reason why I say that I think they're really definitely aimed more towards children. So if we put that back in, and just let me move these over to the side. Now, like I said, I've already done this review, so I'm going to show you tests that have already been done, really. But as you can see here, I'm just going to zoom in for you. Okay, as you can see here, the top row is one light application of the pigment of the red, green, yellow and blue. Then down below is 5 layers. Now, for a kid's pencil, I was able to get 5 layers. Now, when I got to about the 5th layer, it started getting a little bit sticky and tacky, so which leads me to believe that they are like a wax-based pencil. But they're not really wax. There's another ingredient in them, and I'm not sure what it is, but they're not just purely wax. That coincides with this white resin that's in here as well. Then the final row is just one heavy application of the pencil, and so you can see here that the vibrancy of the colours is really quite rich. Now, surprisingly, if you have a little look down here, I blended the pencils, not with anything like odorless mineral spirits, because I tried that and it didn't really work that well. But I tried blending it with just the pencils themselves, and you can see here that you actually, for a kid's pencil, they actually came out really quite well. You can definitely see there that the yellow and the blue created a green, and you can definitely see here that the red and the yellow created a orange. Now, as we move down, I've already done like an eraser test, which is obviously going to be quite an important feature if kids are going to be using these. But I will do this again. So I've just got a red pencil here, and I'm going to, you can see there that they are a really soft core, and any child that's going to use these, or any kid that's going to use these, they're going to see results immediately, and this is what I'm talking about. I'm actually going to do a video and a little bit of a write-up about this later on, because I think it's important that when we're giving our kids art supplies, at least we should be giving them the correct art supplies to let them make up their own mind as to whether they like art or not, rather than just palming them off with cheap things that are just not going to work right. So you can see there, it's quite a heavy application, red, and I've got my little Tombow mono eraser. Obviously a kid's going to be using something different, but you can see there it erases really quite well. And then I've got my other little Tombow Mono Smart that I got with Colour Pencil magazine. And again, it erases really quite well, which is really quite important given who these pencils are primarily aimed at. Now, I'm also going to do my black paper test. Just let me zoom out a little bit here so it doesn't get washed out. There we go. Okay, so again, I'm just going to put some heavy application down here on 4 different colours, and you can get a gist of how bright and vibrant these colours really are. And you can see there right off the bat there, that blue is really quite bright on this black paper. The black paper doesn't seem to mute it at all. Next up we have this really bright yellow. Again, the black paper's just, it's not affecting it that much. It's a little bit more transparent, perhaps, the yellow. And then we've got this light green. Now, in terms of sharpening, I will say this. When I first started sharpening them, I used a couple of different sharpeners. There was a little bit of chugging and, not getting right round and stuff like that there. But once you start the sharpening, it's fine. So let me just lift that up a little bit so there's no glare of the light. You can see there that the colour is really bright and vibrant, and it works really well on this black paper. So as you can see, actually the range of colours that they give you in this set are quite good, actually, whenever you consider who they're aimed at. You obviously don't get like a wide selection of greys or anything like that. You've only got really one light grey here, and then a couple of browns. You've got a nice selection of greens. You've got 4 of each colour, actually. You've got a white, and the white is really nice as well. If you want to see the white working properly, you can watch my video where I do a test of all the different white pencils that I have. And again, the black as well is really nice, nice and dark. Now, I was saying that I don't think that these are just pencils for children, and I think the other area where these pencils are really, really good for is for people that are into adult colouring books. Now, I have an adult colouring book and I use it for testing certain pencils on and stuff like that. I tested these pencils and they worked absolutely fantastic. Now, I know different adult colouring books have different types of paper. I don't think the adult colouring book that I have is like one of the highest quality ones, but it's not one of the really cheap ones either. So for the book that I use, these worked really, really well in it. If you are doing something where you want really bright, vibrant colours and stuff like that, then this is going to be a beautiful set to have just as an additional set on top of whatever other pencils that you have. But they work really, really well in the adult colouring books. That's really about it, guys. I don't really have much more to say about these pencils other than I think if you're giving them to, if you're looking to get a really nice set of colour pencils for a young kid or something like that that's perhaps wanting to get into colour pencil art, I think these are a fantastic way to go. They're not very expensive. You're looking at it for here in the UK about £14. If you go across to the Art Gear Guide, I'll have a price list for different countries and stuff like that. But for here in the UK, you're looking at about £14. I think in the US it's about $18 as well. This is for the 24 set. And in euros as well, it's about €16 for the 24 set as well. So they're not like really, really cheap, but they're not super expensive either. Obviously, like I said, there's no such, there's no light fast ratings or anything like that. They are just what they are. They're colour pencils, and they're for colouring in, that type of thing. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this review. I apologise profusely for all the messing about with the audios and the quality of the videos lately, but I've explained that in the other video, so if you want, you can go across and have a little look on that video and you can see what has happened. I look forward to seeing you in the next review. Don't forget, if you want, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. All the links for that are down below. You can also go across to the Art Gear Guide. There'll be links over there as well for my social media sites. And over on the Art Gear Guide as well, I have a page dedicated to YouTube videos. So if you want, you can go across there and you can see the whole catalogue of videos and what have you on just one page. Anyway, guys, thank you. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye.